Don't do it, Elliot. He's just a fever dream. Let the man be. Hey guys, I wanted to say thank you very much, and especially just started out. It's going to be a quick broadcast because it's just little parts and little updates. Wanted to say thank you very much to everyone, but thank you, Mr. Spielberg, for explaining True Amistad. Now I understand. Now I get it. And here's how I get it: is briefly. At a young age, my daughter said, "Hey, Dad, I'm going to a show with my girlfriend." Okay, no, I said, "You guys need a ride?" "No, we got it. We're going on our bikes." And then they saw Cider House Rules. She came home, and this was at a young age, and the expression on her face was changed from that moment on. We really never even discussed the movie, and then I went out to find out what the plot was. Wow. You know what, as I reflect back as a father, I look back at that and I said, I can see how much it impacted her life, likely to this current day, and I hope she's doing great. I love all my kids. You're all my kids. And so when you see me, well, you know what, for Beyond Kids, we are truly family. We're truly a family at this point, and I have to say thank you to everyone that reached out to me. Well, it wasn't an hour need. It's just, okay, you caught the memo. I caught the memo too. And again, I'm not gonna feel shameful for doing my job and taking it to extremes in this realm. This is why I'm here. This is why I sold my soul to you guys for this, okay? And to go in that deep, I learned so much. Also, Mr. Hopkins, you see the tone of my voice? Yes, it's a lovely tone, Donald. I can see that. What's your name? I am Beowulf, and I am here to kill your monster. The monster has a name, and it's Grendel. Then I am here to kill your Grendel. See? Okay, I'll take the time there. Thanks for that, sir. Okay, and again, all that was brought to me. Marshall Bean, Ted List, all these guys. He probably taught Eastwood. Ted List taught Eastwood too. So again, it's all those schools, and there's that hard stuff. I'm blending it all together for the very best possible thing that there can be. And this is working out so great. Your daughter's birthday in Israel, 2/22. Happy birthday. And my son, go out to my son. Hey, what's up? He's traveling around the world. I guess he's going to be the next Jack Kerouac or something like that. Or Machine Gun Kelly. It's up to him. Anyway, the three things that I discussed with that, and it ties into what I learned through that deep dive. Which again, I get it now, Mr. Spielberg. I really do get it, okay? And also Tina Guo, okay, showed the other side of it. And again, thanks for the segue, Tina. Okay, that's awesome. You've always been off it, but you see, Tina's been there and seen my personal story arc. So is Hans and and give it up. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tom Hanks, when I was blind, okay, Arnold, Rocky, all these guys were giving me tips, just saying, hang in there, champ. It goes way back with Rocky, okay, to the man that helped sign his Rocky contract in the first place, the actual contract. You could ask him. Okay, so how much love? Schwarzenegger? Yeah, there's the quick recap. He was on the cover of my last magazine. Okay, we were from nothing to the third largest magazine in the world. And a lot of great memories and a lot of great people. Look what I did there. Oh, the Pritzkers? We're talking about them. Welcome to Chicago, where the T's are D's and D's are T's. Sorry, we're waiting for the airplane there. I think that they're bringing more mail order for the governor. And here, where's the cicadas? So people must be drinking it. But now you guys know it's real. You can ask the governor. I worked with his brother. Made him a lot of money to this day. And you know what? I have nothing but respect for the entire family and those people and what absolute geniuses are. They are. The Emanuels too, okay? So I'm sorry. I don't care what color and nationality people are. Just the genius work that people are doing. Okay, you can ask them for a reference. But seeing you in Chicago and the improv stuff, Mr. Clapper, that's really cool too. And that's a lot of love there too. I remember the Del Close classes. Tina Fey remembers the Del Close classes. Okay, you see how this is coming back now to Chicago. First, Chicago, aside from the movie side of it, the John Hughes era, Chicago was never really. It was here and there, but never like LA or New York. Okay, and because of that, yes, you've got the what is it on the sound stage? You know what I'm talking about for Chicago Fire and all that stuff. I can't think of the name of it. You've got that down there now. Now you've got George Lucas on the south side. Now you've got me up here, and well, I'll do shortly a little quick walking tour of the facility that I plan to open. Through all this, that also ties into the Bears and Steve Zucker. Steve worked with Jim McCarran. Jim McCarran, there's the name, okay? I was paralegal for him. Plus, okay? Am I here to investigate people? I don't know. Is any retired cop or officer? No. This is what I'm doing now. But can I put that into CSI Criminal Minds? Joe Mantegna? Yeah. Oh boy. I studied under Mamet too at Roosevelt University. Go ask him. See, but again, just like Paris Hilton, yet there are times that you have to keep proving yourself and put that stuff out there. But beyond that, I was creating and defining. What is musical method? What is writing? What is method writing? Wow, guys, in this short of time, I was past the script stuff with my mood boards and read write, which you're taking to new levels. How cool. Anyway, back to the three things. The one thing that I learned, I said that here, and how I was trying to think, how do I explain it? Okay, I'm Matt Damon on the end of the tether, but I said to Chris Nolan, hey Chris, I want to jump off that plane. I want to go off the tether and I want to jump, Mr. Cruz. I want to jump me, okay, Simon Pegg. I want to jump off that planet and bounce back up onto the tether. Well, when people astral project, and here's my segue, when people astral project, they always tell you to have a mental tether that goes all the way to infinity and beyond, and then back, so you can always come back. You're always visualizing that tether, or don't astral project because you could get stuck, and it's true. Look it up. Okay, anyway, that's that. With the same method, even me, but now you see, what did I want to do with that exercise? It's silly 1 minute and 30 second exercise, okay? To snap in and out of it. And I'm going to tell you something in a second. How many things did I learn? I'm sorry, I have to explain this because I'm not taking time to write it down, but I am taking time to share these many milestones, okay? Tina showed me the soft side of that, okay? There's the spoiler. I showed me the soft side of that. There were 4 different versions of that. You saw one, and here, I'll pause to say that. The people that came not to my rescue, but came throwing up positive motivational quotes were like 3 musketeers. They were, and then here's Chris Walls with, what would the 3 musketeers do in this situation? How funny, but they're all here to help. Not freaking out at all. Am I anxious to get to this? Timing is everything. I'm going to pause as I go. Sorry, that expository. Stephen Graham, okay? Had I not rushed and gone in record time to get to the decision of who will be Capone, Mr. Lucky, Don, who's going to be Capone? This guy or this guy? I told you I'm going to have both of them. But you see, here comes the care in me as a father, that I'm your movie father, whatever. And not only that, guys, you guys all got to give me a break, okay? You see that the bid went up by Bronfman or whoever it is. Okay, I'm not here to talk about that. The value's going up all the time. Yes, of course. By the way, they already know what the value is for the debt, and they already know of the existing content. So that means us, guys, okay? And it's great stuff. So in that process, my personal reflection was, how deep did they want me to go for Robert Evans? How far? The Ted Turner interview? No, we're going to stop there, but what a great interview, both those parts, and I learned a lot from him about the man and what drove that company. I saw Mr. Iger making announcements, such as myself. I learned from Mr. Spielberg about what happened with Amistad and Morgan Freeman. Okay, despite everything. That really, really enlightened me, and it really fixed it in. No problem. Not just put whatever you do, put it in there, okay? Because I'm going to tell you something. There are a lot of writers that are messed up. I'm not, okay? And I'm going to keep explaining. Because, okay, you saw me, and here's the big reveal. This is gold in people's pockets for free, okay? Here's the big reveal. The people that came to my rescue or my help, or just my hug, the people that came to my hug, because it's not a full rescue, okay? And thanks, Anthony, I saw your interview too. How cool. All you guys are so cool, okay? The people are throwing the positive words back up. That's what I'm talking about in Glee Camp with this, because Glee Camp actually started as a crying room. Okay, it's expanded from that into it's our Evans mansion without walls, and that's really cool. And this is what it's all about, because we're sharing and going quickly. Next up, Stephen Graham. But you see, here's the other point of it too. I'm sensitive to that. I'm sensitive myself. Okay, not sensitive like, oh, he's hurt my feeling. Spit in my face. You got to do it. Tell me you don't like me. I would rather that than you resent me and not flow. I need to flow. You need to flow. We all need to flow. Okay, and that takes just letting it out there. Get the elephants out of the room. The H word, what? Hydrogen bomb? Yeah, in the wrong hands, the hydrogen bomb is a really bad thing. Okay, don't give it to villains. Okay, what's a villain? Next subject. Okay, we're going back to the three things that I've discussed with deep diving. Here's the one big share. Okay, there's a couple shares from that. It is very complicated. I went down into a character, a role, very deeply. Okay, but I did the same thing this morning, wearing the same shirt to show Bill the Butcher. Now, did anyone notice that? But that wasn't just Don being, pausing. Eastwood method, and there is a difference. Okay, that was Don, and I gave a name for it because I said, how do I define this? And it was cognitive, because you're thinking about it. Okay, vegetative death. Okay, it's death. That's how it was described to me. It was your death. But it's not death. You're alive, of course. Okay. No. The stillness of that character. Okay. It's the vessel waiting for. You see, it's waiting for Bill the Butcher. The line that makes them Bill the Butcher, and whatever else happens with that. You see. That's what I wanted you to take away from this. That's one of the huge, deep things. And unless I jumped off that planet, I would have never, ever found it. I would have never found it. Okay? Now, in that same scene, I know what to do. I know what to do with the camera for an angry scene. Really? That's it. Yeah, you got to have some breathing. I used tantric breathing in that scene too. So you didn't see that on camera? Okay, that's okay. I'm illustrating this for many different reasons. All right, and then back to this. The other part of it was, as I looked back and then deleted that broadcast, I said to myself, wow, you know what? Look at, okay, here, the 3 or 4 or 8 people that saw it didn't see it. Again, my audience is this specific audience. You're in Glee Camp. You're in my director's room. Me cross-training everyone to get there as quick as possible. But it's safety first and then fun always, okay? That's it. Yeah, this is deep stuff, because the practices, it's one in the practices. If it's going to mess up, I want it to mess up here, including myself. Problems, let me know. I'm going to shut it right down. I shut this down this morning, okay, or right away when I saw people didn't like it. But you know what? How sad, and I'll say this, okay, I will always write everything down and write it down. You can edit it up, but please never tell a writer to stop writing. Ever. And especially not at this level. That's it, right? I wouldn't have got that through all that in the boot camp. Okay, but I understand. I understand, and it's not so. I never swore, and that's another key factor for me pulling off that scene. Me writing, whoever is pulling off, which is going to be De Niro, pulling off that scene. Okay, because to me, the success of it after saying that, there's no swearing. There's no swearing in it. No swearing in that scene. And he completely flips out. You think you saw him flipped out? Now I know. And that's what I wanted to share. I found it. I found a piece of gold at the bottom of the ocean, and more gold than that, Captain. I found more gold than that. And I brought it up to the surface, and I showed the lovely pirate lass, and she didn't say anything. She played that cello. And that's awesome. I bet she could bring sirens out of the sea with that cello. David Darling. Anyway, so that was one of the things. The other part is my revelation of the deep dive. I'm calling it, is the golden deep dive, because that was just that one. I'm always going deep, just that one. remember, there's the three things I'm focusing on to get into. The word costume, we've talked about it a lot. What I've put in the mood boards are the emotions, all of those emotions, and the mood sets, emotions and mood sets. Those are the two things that I put in there with the mood boards. Okay, so it also serves as a form of journaling, like I did, like I looked back. Okay, and I say, oh, this is great. There's some great motivational speakers talking about journaling and the benefits, including Mr. McConaughey. That's okay. There's great stuff going on, guys. Okay, and when I see Daily Show in Chicago, but that's really cool too, because I forgot. Gee, I can talk about politics on the Hollywood Hotline side. I can't on the One Road Many Paths, my nonprofit side, oneroadmanypaths.org. Please visit. Back to the three things. Remember, we had not the tenants. We had the three things are word costume, right? We're going to get into a word costume, the mind costume, and you want to call it a heart costume, the emotional costume, Then with those three things, all of that, plus your techniques and methods and everything else in stage direction, combined with the lines, becomes, wow, all this really cool stuff. That's really what I'm looking for. So, but again, so with that, we've been talking about a lot about the word costumes. In my exploration of this, what I actually discovered is that the word costume is enough to get a lot, and it's not just the word costume plus floating gestalt will get people way further than they are now. It's everything you have now. Try it out. Ask your agent, ask your voice coach, etc., or do it. Just try it yourself. Is what I'm asking. The floating gestalt plus the word costume. You know what that is? It's Mike Myers saying coffee talk with Mike Myers. But now going, I don't want coffee today. Let's have some tea. Today is Tea Talk Tuesday or Tea Talk Thursday with Mikey Jonas. Today we're going to feature. That's it. And go into it, practice, whatever, get in out. Because what is the point of any of it? Anyone, Bueller, anyone? The point is improv and luck. Who is Adam Smith? Micro versus macro economics. Is there a Ferris Bueller? So those are the three things. I just wanted to recap it. I gave the thanks. What else did I do? Oh, Stephen Graham. So in looking at this now, thanks to my timing of it, the really nutty part is when people think, oh, Don, the cast was drawn organically through karma and all that stuff. So you can believe it or not, okay. But along with many of these phrases, or what draws me, saying here, right here, starting from that line, I'm fascinated by that. What is it that brings me the joy? And that whole thing. Wait until you see the scene that I have for Stephen Graham, okay, in there. But now, being sensitive to Stephen Graham, here's the most important thing. You can rule by fear, you can rule by love. You remember that if you're ever in charge. That is important too, okay? And I rule by love. So does Carol Kirshner, so does Mr. Spielberg, and everyone in between. So, thank you so much for all that. Mr. Graham, because of this, and because of the timing of his new movie is set in the Victorian era, okay, he's within the range that it's not, first of all, he's moving now all the time, you know that, and thank God for that. And the other thing is that he's generally still within that range that first he was Capone in Boardwalk Empire, okay, so we've got that. I want him working with De Niro, that we're going to have, not him as a backup, okay. Again, he's going to be the Babe Ruth character that meets L.A. Ness and De Niro Capone in wherever. Now, you see, now I'm looking at the 1932 National Convention in Chicago, and this is what's adding to the mischief. This is what is adding to the mischief, because I would be replete as a director if I did not take the extra time to say, why don't we compare and contrast current times to these times, right? Of course. You see what I'm saying? Now, is that in the script? No, but everyone knows that this is right for the content picking. So I'm taking extra time to do that. That's again, thanks to the Daily Show, okay, for bringing that back to my attention. And again, the governor of Illinois is cool with that too, because he knows, look, hey Don, he's got to be political too. They were talking about both parties. So if there's talk about both parties or everyone vote, I can talk about that on oneroadbettypass.org. So back to Stephen Graham. So he's cool, okay, direction-wise, but you see what I'm saying, how everything worked out great, because as quick as I was rushing, let's make that decision, which one's Capone. Well, Mr. De Niro, thank you so much, thank everyone. And you see, now Stephen's got that time, and everyone's got that time for scheduling. If Robert needs to reach out to Stephen, he can do that, etc. You see, we're all on the same page. We know what's going ahead. So that's really great stuff. And again, please, Mr. De Niro, I advise against physicality without doctor's requests, without the full doctor's reports. I admire your bravado, everyone does. And here's Stephen Graham in a boxing movie. That's why I made it in your homage, okay, in black and white, to honor Raging Bull. You see? But now again, I don't know if he's going to go through that physicality or did or what have you. But there it is, it's set. So that's really cool. Next, and lastly, you see, now it comes to Tyler Hoechlin. And I see Stephen Knight, Peaky Blinders, amazing. Okay, now he sees, oh yeah, Don's talking about the commission, let's integrate all these people, but preserve. So anything Stephen Knight developed is Stephen Knight. Anything David Chase developed is David Chase, you see? And then we have an agreement, well, whose content is where and how are we splitting this up? Okay, that's great. Carol's on it, and has been long on it. So I'm not worried about that. She understands, and we're setting this up. That's really cool stuff. But from the writing side, that we're winking and nodding at each other, that's great. And Peaky Blinders is a huge thing for the Untouchables. By being diverse. So Spike Lee doesn't come to my house and start spray painting graffiti on my walls. I wish he would. It'd be cool. I'd keep it. I'd get t-shirts made. I'd get the t-shirts made into shoes and hats. Anyway, I digress. It is because the Ness character, the Capone character, Chicago, there's so much going on. But it's going great places. Oh no, Tyler Hoechlin. I've asked him to watch Peaky Blinders. But again, just like I didn't want to ruin Stephen Graham's movie chops, in the musical world we call them chops, Stephen Colbert knows that. Because when I saw him playing that trumpet and he had that last note, man, that guy's got chops. You'd be next Al Hurt if you tried. You put down that mic and just play trumpet. I mean, I'm just saying. So, back to the chops. I don't want to ruin Stephen. I'm not going to ruin Stephen Graham's anything. Okay, he's amazing and the rising star too. Huge level, like De Niro. Look at him. Did you see him in the scene in The Irishman? And then back to Tyler. Okay, his choice. Okay, how hard collectively, but now here's everyone together at the table. You got all the captains, right? Going. But you see what I'm saying? What will Tyler's? It's tough for him. But what will Tyler's? How hard are we going to push Tyler? Because he can't. He's got to be like Peaky Blinders, but not Thomas Peaky Blinders. He's got to be like Thomas Shelby, but not Thomas Shelby. You see the integration, and that's maybe you can start thinking and helping me out a little bit with that. And then we don't want a room. That's it. So I'm going to wrap it up there. I want to say thank you again, as always, to everyone. You guys are doing great work. Unbelievable job. Don't forget to vote. And let's keep up the good work. And sharing is caring. I'm keeping working on it. And I just wanted to give you those updates. Thanks for letting me do that. And the best is yet to come. We've got some really great stuff. Wow.